into a smaller military jet while leaving Turkey last month. Now, sources now say the move was triggered by a credible threat that an Iranian-linked cell could target the president's aircraft with a shoulder-fired missile. Intelligence also indicated Iranian operatives may have known Trump's exact location inside his Ankara hotel.
So President Trump and a small group of aides were moved to a C-32A military aircraft while Air Force One took off without him as a decoy. Trump has since confirmed the switch, saying the Secret Service and military determined it was necessary to protect his life. Trump's security team has used decoy tactics before, including during the 2024 campaign when he was reportedly moved onto a decoy plane amid concerns again over Iranian assassination threats. Trump also routinely travels with decoy helicopters, with identical aircraft flying alongside Marine One to obscure which helicopter is carrying him. The elaborate decoy operation used to get the commander-in-chief out of Turkey is not without precedent. Presidents have used similar deception tactics before when facing serious security threats.
Yeah, such as this. In 2000, then President Bill Clinton reportedly used a decoy aircraft during a trip to Pakistan. And U.S. officials say Air Force One has served as a decoy on other occasions over the past 3 decades. Joining us now, Charles Marino is a former Homeland Security Department advisor and former Secret Service special agent. And Barry Donadio is a national security analyst and former U.S. Secret Service emergency response team under the Bush and Obama administrations. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Charles, we heard the president say the Secret Service told him that there was a credible threat, and he listened. He said he understood that it was necessary for him to switch planes here. But how unusual is it to alter the president's transportation, especially this dramatically? We heard of a few other instances, but this seems to be pretty unique.
Well, we're certainly at a heightened threat environment around the world, and including here in the United States. And so all options are on the table for the Secret Service when it comes to protecting the president. Intelligence is a critical piece of the job that the Secret Service does. We don't know the exact timing of how and when this intelligence came in, or how long it was vetted for and confirmed to be credible. But what I can tell you is that all of these operational components, all of these resources, and all of these tactics, including disinformation and deception, by the way, are meant to keep adversaries on their heels, those that wish to do the president and his administration harm. So here we saw one of those options utilized, and correctly so.
Mm-hmm. So, Barry, what do you make of what seems to be a lot of backlash in the press saying that everybody else who was actually on Air Force One, including the press pool, were like sitting ducks and they were in danger? What do you make of that? Were they in any danger, and what do you make of the backlash?
Great to be with you. Great to be with Charles again. And I would say no, because that aircraft is protected not only by the U.S. Air Force, but the Secret Service, as well as our Turkish allies, which would stop at nothing to protect that plane. The last thing they would want is the Trump's Air Force One to get harmed in their sovereign airspace. And, you know, we're talking about a shoulder-fired missile, which has a range of about 13,000 feet. It's a short period of time that they would be able to use that. All countermeasures would have been applied anyway. The special agent in charge of the detail probably made the decision it's best for the president, which is to target not that press corps, but the president, to change planes, and that's what they did.
It is worth noting that Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, they remained on what was thought to be the Air Force One there. But Charles, by talking about how they're shifting the president to a new Air Force One plane, does this compromise future security missions, maybe giving our adversaries insight into how the Secret Service might work?
Well, honestly, I wish we weren't talking about this at all.
Yeah.
But
great point.
But here we are. And again, none of this has really been validated, other than the president saying that he appreciates and takes the advice of the Secret Service when it comes to his overall protection. And I think that's the right position to take. Look, it's a dynamic threat environment. The Secret Service doesn't just have to mitigate the risks of today. They also have to be able to foresee the threats of tomorrow. So the job's never been as important as it is today. And I think in this case, it's been demonstrated as such.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's like when you reveal how you do a magic trick, it's no
Yeah,
longer
great
magic, and then, you can't use it again. But Charles Marino, Barry Donadio, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
From defund the